Hello, I welcome you all to a discussion named as Yoga, Healing the Body Mind Through Motion. I have primarily divided my lecture into 8 sections. They are as follows. I will first discuss on the meaning of yoga. The second section of my lecture will explore the features and principles of yoga's healing system. The third section of my lecture will focus on the different types of yoga. The fourth section will shed light on the 7 spiritual laws of yoga. Moving on to the fifth section, I will discuss on the health benefits of yoga and exercise. The sixth section of my lecture will explore yoga as a self-healing mechanism. The seventh section will solely focus on the relationship between yoga and modern science. And finally, in the 8th section, I will highlight the difference between yoga and other alternative healing measures in the society, which will be followed by a conclusion. Alan Ross and others in their paper on the health benefits of yoga and exercise, a review of comparison studies, noted that yoga is an ancient discipline designed to bring balance and health to the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions of the individual. Yoga is often depicted metaphorically as a tree and comprises 8 aspects or limbs. Yama, this universal ethics; niyama, individual ethics; asana, physical postures; pranayama, breath control; pratyahara, control of the senses; dharana, concentration; dhyana, meditation; and samadhi, bliss. Catherine Woodyard mentioned in her article named as Exploring the Therapeutic Effects of Yoga and its ability to increase quality of life that yoga is a 3,000-year-old tradition and is now regarded in the Western world as a holistic approach to health and is classified by the National Institutes of Health as a form of complementary and alternative medicine. The word yoga comes from a Sanskrit root yuj, which means union or yog, to join, and to direct and concentrate one's attention. Regular practice of yoga promotes strength, endurance, flexibility, and facilitates characteristics of friendliness, compassion, and greater self-control, while cultivating a sense of calmness and well-being. The practice of yoga produces a physiological state opposite to that of flight or fight stress response, and with that interruption in the stress response, a sense of balance and union between the mind and body can be achieved. Yoga is a form of mind-body fitness that involves a combination of muscular activity and an internally directed mindful focus on awareness of the self, the breath, and energy. 4 basic principles underlie the teachings and practices of yoga's healing system. The first principle is that the human body is a holistic entity comprised of various interrelated dimensions inseparable from one another, and the health or illness of any one dimension affects the other dimensions. The second principle is that individuals and their needs are unique and therefore must be approached in a way that acknowledges this individuality, and their practice must be tailored accordingly. The third principle is yoga is self-empowering. The student is his or her own healer. Yoga engages the student in the healing process by playing an active role in their journey towards health. The healing comes from within instead of from an outside source, and a greater sense of autonomy is achieved. The fourth principle is that The quality and state of an individual's mind is crucial to healing. Yoga philosophy and practice were first described by Patanjali in the classic text Yoga Sutras, which is widely acknowledged as the authoritative text on yoga. Today, many people identify yoga only with asana, the physical practice of yoga, but asana is just one of the many tools used for healing the individual. Only 3 of the 196 sutras mention asana, and the remainder of the text discusses the other components of yoga, including conscious breathing, meditation, lifestyle and diet changes, visualization, and the use of sound, among many others. Yoga is recognized as a form of mind-body medicine that integrates an individual's physical, mental, and spiritual components to improve aspects of health, particularly stress-related illnesses. Yoga therapy involves instruction in yogic practices and teachings to prevent, reduce, or alleviate structural, physiological, emotional, and spiritual pain, suffering, or limitations. Yogic practices enhance muscular strength and body flexibility, promote and improve respiratory and cardiovascular function, promote recovery from and treatment of addiction, reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and chronic pain, improve sleep patterns, and enhance overall well-being and quality of life. There are different features of yoga which forms the core principle on the basis of which the benefits of yoga works. David Gordon White, in his article named as David Gordon White, noted the various features of yoga, which are as follows. Yoga as an analysis of perception and cognition. Yoga is an analysis of the dysfunctional nature of everyday perception and cognition, which lies at the root of suffering, the existential conundrum whose solution is the goal of Indian philosophy. The term yoga is often used to designate the theory and practice of disengaging the higher cognitive apparatus from the thrall of matter, the body, and the senses. Yoga is a regimen or discipline that trains the cognitive apparatus to perceive clearly, which leads to true cognition, which in turn leads to salvation, release from suffering existence. Yoga is not the sole term for this type of training, however. Yoga as the raising and expansion of consciousness. Through analytical inquiry and meditative practice, the lower organs or apparatus of human cognition are suppressed, allowing for higher, less obstructed levels of perception and cognition to prevail. Here, consciousness raising on a cognition level is seen to be simultaneous with the physical rise of the consciousness or self through ever higher levels or realms of cosmic space. Reaching the level of consciousness of a god, for example, is tantamount to rising to that deity's cosmological level, to the atmospheric or heavenly world it inhabits. Yoga as a path to omniscience. Once it was established that true perception or true cognition enables a self's enhanced or enlightened consciousness to rise or expand to reach and penetrate distant regions of space, to see and know things as they truly are beyond the illusory limitations imposed by a deluded mind and sense perceptions. There were no limits to the places to which the consciousness could go. These places included past and future time, locations distant and hidden, and even places invisible to view. Yoga as a technique for entering into other bodies. generating multiple bodies, and the attainment of other spiritual accomplishments. In the case of yoga perception, the practice of yoga enhances this process, such that the viewer not only sees things as they truly are, but is also able to directly see through the surface of things into their innermost being. For non-Buddhists, this applies most importantly to the perception of one's own inner self, as well as the selves or soul of others. The ability to enter into and control the bodies of other creatures is but one of the supernatural powers that arise from the power of extrasensory perception. Therefore, these four basic features are the prime points which is surrounded with all practices related to yoga. Other than the features of yoga, there are a few principles concerning the yoga practices. They are: the human anatomy is a holistic system. It is comprised of different interrelated parts which cannot be separated from each other. If any one part of the human body suffers from a pathological condition, then the total body suffers. Each individual is considered to be unique in their own ways. Therefore, the problems of each individual must be dealt with specificity. Thus, there is no one common yoga for all individuals present on this planet. Yoga is not equivalent to a biomedicine which can be taken by people to reduce their pathological conditions. Yoga is considered to be self-empowering in nature. The yoga teacher can direct the individual to perform a particular posture in the correct way and at the correct point of time, but it depends upon the student as to how he or she will inculcate the teaching within himself or herself. Thus, yoga is not same as the practices involved in biomedicine. It is solely upon the yoga student, himself or herself, that how he or she will participate in the process of healing through yoga. Healing involves two crucial aspects: the quality and the state of human mind. While practicing the yoga, if the practitioner is in a positive state of mind, then healing takes place much quickly, or else it may take a longer period of time. Thus, one must have the confidence on yoga as a unique healing practice. Therefore, yoga is a path of holistic well-being which helps man to develop his consciousness and creates a comprehensive panorama. There are different types of yoga which leads to the healing of the human beings in the society. The main types of yoga are Bhakti Yoga. One of the ancient branch of yoga is the Bhakti Yoga. As is apparent from its name, this type of yoga stresses on bhakti or love and devotion to the Almighty. Bhakti Yoga has its root in the Bhagavad Gita. The individual performing this type of yoga purely concentrates on the existence of Almighty. The practitioner learns to show love, compassion to the creatures coexisting with him or her, apart from intensely worshipping the Lord. Bhakti Yoga can be practiced in a number of ways, like praising the God by singing, reading religious books, chanting slogans, listening to prayers, and by watching religious movies. There are 9 forms of Bhakti Yoga, namely Shravana, hearing about God; Archana, worship of God; Kirtana, singing of the glory of God; Sakhya, cultivation of the friend, Bhava; Smarana, remembering God's name and presence; Vandana, prostration; Padasevana, service of God; Dasya, cultivating the bhava of a servant; and Atmani Vedana, surrender of the self. Bahiranga Yoga. The first written reference to Bahiranga Yoga can be found in Sadhana Pada, the second chapter of Maharishi Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Also known as Astanga Yoga or eight-limbed yoga or Raja Yoga, this type of yoga aids an individual in alleviating himself or herself from the emotional and mental conflicts. It also helps a person to coexist peacefully with other cultures and the environment. The 8 limbs or elements that comprise Bahiranga Yoga include Yama, these principles of moral code; Dharana, concentration on objects; Pranayama, yoga breathing; Niyama, personal disciplines; Pratyahara, withdrawal of senses; Yoga Asana, postures; Dhyana, meditation; and Samadhi, salvation. This type of yoga is perfect for those who are yet to develop spiritually. Karma Yoga. Karma in Sanskrit means action. This too is an ancient type of yoga that has been derived from the teachings of Lord Krishna compiled in Bhagavad Gita. Karma Yoga thus emphasizes on unselfish services. The above mentioned quotation in the screen forms the crux of this form of yoga. Technique like Karma Yoga helps in reducing ahamkara. It purifies one's heart and helps to attain the knowledge of one's own self. The aim of Karma Yogic, one who performs Karma Yoga, is to practice his duty without expecting any rewards in return. Kundalini Yoga. Practice of Kundalini Yoga leads an individual to enlightenment. Known as one of the spiritual sciences, this kind of yoga awakens the Kundalini, the central point of prana, it is life force. The concept of Kundalini has been an integral part of ancient Hindu philosophy. Kundalini Yoga aims at attracting the untapped energy or the Kundalini that remains coiled at the base of the spine by using a set of technique that uses the individual's mind, senses and body. Apart from the physical postures or the asanas, the person performs meditation, chants mantras and awakens each of the 7 chakras of the body. The asanas are coordinated with the hold of breath control. Hatha Yoga. It was during 15th century that Hatha Yoga was founded by Yogi Swatmaranma. The Hatha Yoga Pradipika mentions this type of yoga in details. This type of yoga is all about the combination of 2 extremes, namely Ha, the sun, regarded as the positive current, and Tha, moon, regarded as the negative current. This type of yoga involves the presentation of physical postures, namely asanas, breathing exercises or pranayamas, meditation, mudras, and purification procedures known as satkriyas. Thus, Hatha Yoga purifies the body and prepares an individual for the meditation. The final aim of Hatha Yoga is to achieve salvation through Samadhi. In several ways, Hatha Yoga is similar to Astanga Yoga. Jnana Yoga. It is another type of yoga in India that has been mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna emphasized the significance of jnana or knowledge, stating that it enables an individual to comprehend his own self and his activities. However, it was developed to its present form by Adi Sankara. Jnana Yoga thus is the yoga of true knowledge and aims to detach the person from all the temporal things of the life. The person practicing it attains tranquility, control over his or her mind, sense, faith, ability for concentration, and the endurance to withstand the play of opposites by Mother Nature. By practicing Jnana Yoga, the individual can also exercise self-control and remains focused in his work. Mantra Yoga. It makes use of mantras to attain a peace of mind and increase the concentration power. It has its roots in the Vedas. The mantras are chanted by the individual in a thoughtful and intense way in order to attain certain goals. Mantra Yoga helps to remove a number of disorders, including emotional ailments and the problems of anxiety, stress, and tension. It enhances the person's self-confidence and has a positive impact on the psychology of an individual. Om, the mystical syllable, is recommended in Mantra Yoga to bring about a change of consciousness. Besides this, Mantra Yoga is also an integral element in Tantra. Swara Yoga. Dating back to the Vedic period, Swara Yoga refers to the control of the life force through breathing. Shiva Swarodaya, an ancient Indian manuscript, mentions this type of yoga. Swara Yoga is derived from the word swara in Sanskrit, that means sound or musical note. It also means the incessant flow of air through one's nostril. It is said that by practicing Swara Yoga, an individual can find out about the consequence of his or her actions. Therefore, the different types of yoga helps people to lead a healthy life ahead. Practicing the various types of yoga helps to have a balance in the mind and consciousness of the human beings. Man can have a control over their thought process, thereby leading them to achieve relief from the unanswered queries of the mind and the soul. The 7 spiritual laws of success are the laws of nature applied to the human experience. They are the principles through which the unmanifest becomes the manifest, through which spirit becomes the material universe. We believe there is value in applying the 7 laws to the practice of yoga because the principles that underlie yoga are the principles that support a life of balance, flexibility, and vitality. The practice of yoga is practiced for life. Success in yoga provides a template for success in life. Law 1. The law of pure potentiality. The first spiritual law of success is the law of pure potentiality, which states that at the core of your being, you are pure awareness. This realm of pure awareness is the domain of all possibilities and underlies creativity in all its forms. Pure consciousness is your spiritual essence and the source of your joy in life. The realm of pure potentiality is the home of knowledge, intuition, balance, harmony, and bliss. Giving rise to thoughts, feelings, and actions, it remains undisturbed. This domain is the womb of silence that gives birth to all forms and phenomena in life. The silent, ever-present witness is your true self. The experience of the self or self-referral means that your internal reference point is your soul rather than the objects of your experience. The opposite of self-referral is object referral. In object referral, you are influenced by what is happening outside the self, which includes situations, circumstances, people, and things. In object referral, you need and therefore are constantly seeking the approval of others in order to feel comfortable and worthy. Because in object referral, your thoughts and behavior are always in anticipation of a response. It is a fear-based state of being. During the practice of yoga, the law of pure potentiality reminds us that every movement emerges from the silent field of infinite possibility. The more powerful the silence, the more effective the movement. Every movement is a vibration, a wave on the ocean of life. The deeper the connection to the depths of the ocean, the more powerful is the wave that arises. It is projected to memorize the mantra, whose vibratory qualities resonate with the law of pure potentiality, and silently repeat it a few times throughout the day to remind you that your essential nature is pure potentiality. Om Bhavam Nava. I am absolute existence. Law 2. The law of giving and receiving. The second spiritual law of success is law of giving and receiving, which states that the universe operates through dynamic exchange. Your body is in constant and dynamic exchange with the body of the universe. Your mind is dynamically interacting with the mind of the cosmos. Life is the flow of all the elements and forces that comprise the field of existence. The harmonious exchange between your physical body and the physical universe, and between your personal mind and the collective mind, is expressed as the law of giving and receiving. Because your body, your mind, and the universe are in constant and dynamic exchange, stopping the circulation of energy is like stopping the flow of blood. Whenever blood stops flowing, it begins to clot, to coagulate. The most important thing is the intention behind your giving and receiving. The intention should always be to create happiness for the giver and the receiver, because happiness is life-supporting and life-sustaining. The return is proportional to the giving when it is unconditional and from the heart. This is why the act of giving has to be joyful. The frame of mind has to be one in which you feel joy in the very act of giving. Then the energy behind the giving increases many times over. Outside of one's asana practice, one must have the intention to give something to everyone you come into contact with during the day. It might be a kind of word, a compliment, a smile, a prayer, or a small gift. Similarly, be open to receiving the gifts that come to you during the day. They may be gifts from nature, such as the songs of birds, a spring shower, a rainbow, or a beautiful sunset. They may be gifts from people in your life, a warm embrace, a kind gesture, a helpful suggestion. Make the commitment to enliven the law of giving and receiving by taking every opportunity to circulate love, caring, affection, appreciation, and acceptance. The mantra for the law of giving and receiving is Om Vardhanam Nama. I am the nourisher of the universe. Law 3. The law of karma, or cause and effect. The third spiritual law of success pertains to karma, or cause and effect. Every action we take generates a force of energy that returns to us in kind. As we sow, so we reap. When we consciously choose actions that bring happiness and success to others, the fruit of our karma is happiness and success. The law of karma is demonstrated as you consciously move through your postures, aware of how there is a reaction for every action you execute. If, in your impatience, you force yourself into a pose that you are not fully ready to perform, your body-mind will react, and the consequences of your straining will generate feelings of strain within you. On the other hand, when you move gracefully into the limits of each pose with an attitude of gentleness and fitness, your body-mind responds with effortlessness and ease. Karma presents itself in your present by reminding you of your past. Choosing more consciously from the witnessing realm of quiet awareness, you make karma-free choices. The mantra for the law of karma is Om Kriyam Nama. My actions are aligned with cosmic law. Law 4. Law of least effort. The law of least effort states that nature's intelligence functions with effortless ease. If you look at the ebb and the flow of the tides, the blossoming of the flower, or the movement of the stars, you do not see nature straining. There is rhythm and balance in the natural world. And when you are in harmony with nature, you can make use of the law of least effort by minimizing your effort and maximizing your effect. Nature is held together by the energy of love, and least effort is expanded when your actions are motivated by love. When your soul is your internal reference point, you can harness the power of love and use the energy creatively for healing, transformation, and evolution. The law of least effort is of immeasurable value during the practice of yoga. Yoga is the antidote to the prescription no pain, no gain. The greatest benefits of yoga come from relaxing into a pose rather than forcing your body into it. When moving into a flexibility pose, find the point of resistance. The mantra that resonates with this principle is Om Daksham Nama. My actions achieve maximal benefit with minimal effort. Law 5. The law of intention and desire. The fifth spiritual law of success is the law of intention and desire, which is based upon the recognition that at the level of quantum field, there is nothing other than energy and information. This quantum field, which is just another name for the field of pure potentiality, is influenced by intention and desire. If you want something to grow stronger in your life, direct more of your attention to it. If you want something to diminish in your life, withdraw your attention from it. Intention, on the other hand, catalyzes the transformation of energy and information into new forms and expressions. According to ancient yogic principles, your intention has organizing power. As you energize your intentions and desires with your attention, introduce the mantra that resonates with the law of intention and desire. Om Ritam Nama. My intentions and desires are supported by cosmic intelligence. Law 6. The law of detachment. The sixth spiritual law of success is the law of detachment, which reveals the great paradox of life. In order to acquire something in this world, you have to relinquish your attachment to it. This doesn't mean you give up the intention to fulfill your desire. You simply give up your attachment to the outcome. Attachment is based on fear and insecurity. When you forget that the only genuine source of security is your true self, you begin believing that you need something outside yourself in order to be happy. Yoga is not a competitive sport, and you will not achieve integration of body, mind, and spirit through force and effort. Rather, yoga is a system of mindful surrender. The practice of yoga accomplishes its goal of union through attention and intention, through the conscious release of conflict and struggle. This is the essence of the law of detachment. Detachment to remind you to relinquish your need to control, thereby allowing creative solutions to emerge from the wisdom of uncertainty. Om Anandam Nama. My actions are blissfully free from attachment to outcome. Law 7. The law of dharma, or purpose in life. The seventh spiritual law is the law of dharma, which states that every sentient being has a purpose in life. You have unique abilities and your own way of expressing them. There are needs in this world for which your specific talents are ideally suited. And when the world's needs are matched with the creative expression of your talents, your purpose, your dharma is realized. The practice of yoga provides a direct mechanism to release energy blockages in your body. When obstacles to the flow of your vital energy are removed, you become capable of expressing more expanded aspects of yourself. Increasing compassion, wisdom, and playfulness are evidence that your life is flowing in accordance with the law of Dharma. There are three major components to the law of Dharma. The first is that your ultimate purpose is to discover your higher self. The second component of the law of Dharma is to acknowledge and express your unique talents. The third component of Dharma is serving others. True dharmic actions naturally bring benefit both to you and to those affected by your actions. Yoga is action in accordance with Dharma. Your practice of yoga supports the Dharma of your body. The mantra for this yoga is Om Varunam Nama. My life is in harmony with cosmic law. Thus, these are the 7 spiritual laws of yoga which helps each individual to have a perfect aim in life and a disciplined path to attain the benefits of yoga. The value of yoga practice is discovered in personal experience. Cognitive and thought processes, as well as studies on the scientific effects of yoga, is a path to the doorstep of this most ancient and deep personal improvement practice. But the actual experience of the practice helps one towards psychological, social, emotional, spiritual integration. Today, yoga is being heralded as a credible therapeutic intervention for stress management. In addition, the practice is suggested as a tool for general well-being and improved quality of life. Numerous researches are going on in different research centers concerning the fact that whether yoga has any health benefit or not. It has been found that yoga is a holistic therapy. It has a lot of healing benefits. Yoga controls the blood pressure as it relieves men from their stress level by increasing the level of immunoglobulin A12 as well as by increasing the natural killer cells within one's body. There are other specific health conditions which are healed with the application of yogic postures. They are cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, cancer, as well as anxiety. Other symptoms of depression, pain symptoms are also treated by yoga. It has both physiological and psychological benefits for the individuals at large. Yoga is regarded as a therapeutic intervention for stress management. There are a list of health-related benefits accrued by doing yoga. Cancer, arthritis, type 2 diabetes, anxiety, stroke recovery, low back pain, musculoskeletal issues, cardiopulmonary and cardiac compromise, psychiatric conditions, heart attack prevention. Thus, the benefits of yoga are many. Though it originated from the Hindu tradition, but people across the world belonging to different religions are acquiring its benefits as it promotes fast healing of the people. Yoga is regarded by many theorists as a self-healing mechanism. For many health-related syndromes, there are various types of yogas which can heal these syndromes. The various healing mechanisms through yoga for different pathological conditions affecting the human beings are: number 1, insomnia. Uttanasana is the yoga which helps people to help them in their sleep-related disorders. A person who is mentally disturbed and is deprived of sleep, then it is Uttanasana which can squeeze out all the inner tensions and helps the person to relax in his bed and have a peaceful slumber. Common cold, Adho Mukha Savana. is the yoga which can heal an individual from suffering from common cold. Yoga provides an excellent way to keep the immune system strong. It keeps the lungs and the respiratory tract clear from all toxins and helps the body to be oxygenated. It creates a resistance to all the viral and bacterial intruders in the human body. Computer vision syndrome, Savasana, is the yoga which helps an individual to heal from computer vision syndrome. Blurry vision, dry eyes, and other vision complaints are heralded by Savasana yoga. It makes one's head to be relaxed and helps him to concentrate more. The Savasana pose is also known as the corpse pose. Yoga provides the perfect means of keeping the immune system strong on a day-to-day basis, and it can also help you gain strength when you fall ill. Asanas work by lowering stress hormones that compromise the immune system. They also condition the lungs and respiratory tract, stimulate the lymphatic system to oust toxins from the body, and bring oxygenated blood to the organs. Dr. Ananda Balayogi Bhavanani mentioned in his article named as Yoga and Modern Medicine, Possible Meeting Points. Modern medicine and yoga are rational, scientific, and universal in outlook, and hence are natural allies bound to come together. Their combination has the potential to provide us with a holistic health science, which will be a boon for the psychosomatic health of our masses. Improved health of the general population will result in reduction of pressure on our hospitals, which are understaffed, overcrowded, and fund-starved. Yoga and modern medicine are not exclusive but complementary systems. Their enlightened collaboration will have a significant impact on our healthcare system. Yoga involves a holistic approach to healing and well-being and integrates healing with the culture, diet, environment, and tradition. Modern allopathic medicine that originated from Greco-Roman medicine and Northern European traditions is built on the science of anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry, and the structure-function relationship between cells, tissues, and organs. Allopathic medicine focuses on diagnosis, treatment, and cure for acute illness via potent pharmaceutical drugs, surgery, radiation, and other treatment modalities. Spiritual health is an important element of yoga, and now that even the World Health Organization has come around to understand this point of view, there is hope for a true unification of these two systems. Modern medicine has the ultimate aim and goal of producing a state of optimum physical and mental health, thus ultimately leading to the optimum well-being of the individual. Yoga also aims at the attainment of mental and physical well-being, though the methodology does differ. While modern medicine has a lot to offer humankind in its treatment and management of acute illness, accidents, and communicable diseases, yoga has a lot to offer in terms of preventive, promotive, and rehabilitative methods, in addition to many management methods to tackle modern illnesses. Yoga is one of the alternative healing mechanisms. Other than yoga, there are other healing mechanisms which also helps to heal the people out of other bodily disorders. The different healing mechanisms stands in a direct contrast to yoga. A few contrasting healing mechanisms along with yoga are as follows. Reiki and yoga. Reiki is also known as palm healing. Many a times it is regarded that yoga increases the flow of Reiki energy within the individual. It is Reiki which helps a person to understand the deeper energies of yoga and helps him or her to lead a healthy life. Ayurveda and yoga. Ayurveda is regarded as the mother of all healing sciences. Yoga and Ayurveda are sister sciences. Yoga is regarded as a spiritual science, while Ayurveda is the general science of life. The goal of yoga is to promote self-realization or samadhi. Yoga creates a reunion of body, mind, spirit. Ayurveda, on the other hand, leads to the balance of life by creating a union among the three: fire, water, air, and earth, thereby leading to the combinations of three main elements within the human body, that is the three dosh, vata, pitta, and kapha. Yoga doesn't involve any natural herbs for healing, while Ayurveda includes the use of natural herbs and plants in order to bring about the physiological well-being of any individual. Several authors have commented that Tai Chi, yoga, meditation, and Reiki all require that individuals concentrate and totally immerse themselves in their practice, remember a sequence of moves or habits, and exclude external distractions. Therefore, yoga provides a comprehensive healing for the individuals who practices. Thousands of years ago, when the healing technique was invented, the sages practiced it rigorously, for which they had longer lifespan and could concentrate more than their contemporaries. It heals the body, mind, spirit of the individual, thereby helping him or her to effectively concentrate on their daily lives. Though it originated from Hinduism, still it pervades across the globe and provides health benefits to people across the world, no matter which religion they belong to. There are many modern corporations and other TNCs who are incorporating the system of yoga for their employees' health-related issue so that they can work in a healthy state of mind. In this modern 21st century, people take so much of work pressure that in the near future, men will be bound to segregate a specific time from their busy schedule to perform yoga in order to stay healthy both physiologically as well as psychologically. Thank you.